Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about our hiking and climbing first aid kit. Hope you all enjoy.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So before I had this first aid kit, I had one from Walmart. It was just this really big plastic hunk of a box. So it didn't really fit in my pack very well. It also only had coupons, some band-aids, and maybe a little bit of gauze. So it really didn't do anything other than cover up a scrape. And so that's why I really wanted to get a new pack. And I wanted to personalize it, make it for hiking, make it for climbing. The most important thing to me was getting something really small and that could pack down well. I really wanted to make it personal, and so I was thinking about the typical injuries that happen while hiking, while climbing. And so you'll really see rolled ankles, bruises, cuts, and so I really wanted to get things to treat those specific cases. And one of the most important things I think is having ibuprofen, just having some kind of pain reliever that you can take before or after doing an activity. So if your legs are sore and you're about to go on a 5-mile hike, you might want to take a little bit of ibuprofen before, or if you sustain an injury while hiking or while climbing, go ahead and take these and it'll just make the hike back to the car a lot easier. I really like this size because it still has 100 capsules, but it fits away really nice. And so it's super easy to store, and it's months and months worth of ibuprofen. And so the next thing I have is an antiseptic. And so this is just something you put over a cut or put over a scrape just to kind of clean it, get all that bad bacteria out. So you just kind of put this over it before you put a band-aid or gauze or any type of covering over it, just to clean it out, make sure that you're not going to get any infections. Again, I really like this size, it fits away really nice. And there's a lot in here. There are 2 fluid ounces. And since you're only putting a tiny bit on at a time, this will last you a long time as well. And so we also have Neosporin. And so Neosporin, again, kind of helps get bad bacteria out, but it also helps your cuts and scrapes heal faster. And so you put a little bit of this on your band-aid before applying it to the area, and it'll just help everything go a little bit faster, a little bit cleaner. Awesome stuff to have in the pack. And so something else that I think is really important is Antiitch cream. And I didn't think that this would come in handy much, but actually the first time I put it in the pack, Sam ended up getting destroyed by mosquitoes, and she reacts really badly to mosquito bites. And so this just about saved her. So it was a really good addition to the pack that you wouldn't really think of. And so the next thing I have is super glue. And so super glue you would only use for more serious lacerations. So if it was something that you would have to get stitches for, you would definitely want to super glue it shut, just long enough for you to get to the doctor, get to the hospital, for them to stitch it up. You would not want to put this on just everyday minor cuts, because that's just not good for your skin. Definitely use Neosporin, just use typical band-aids for that. So this is going to be for the more serious of abrasions. And so next I have athletic tape and I have Prewrap. And these two things are very important. I feel like they go hand in hand. And so this tape you can use to tape your fingers up because, as you know, when you're climbing outside, your skin kind of takes a beating. And so you can kind of tape up your fingertips, and it'll just help you go a little bit longer. Help reduce the pain that'll come with holding onto sharp rocks. And so this is really good for that. And Prewrap is great for rolled ankles. You can even make it into a sling if you hurt your shoulder or hurt your arm. It's super lightweight. This can last you so long because ankle injuries, while they are common, they're not going to happen on every climbing trip. And if they do happen on every climbing trip, you should probably get that checked out. So this is not going to be used as often as some of the other things might be. So the next thing I have are band-aids of varying sizes. As y'all all know, scrapes and cuts can be different sizes. So you're going to want different size band-aids to suit the more specific size of the cut. You're not going to want to be stuck with all huge band-aids and have to put that on a tiny cut, or stuck with a ton of small band-aids and have to put that on a huge cut. So having different sized band-aids is key, I feel like, just to kind of cover all the bases, make sure you can get every size cut covered, literally and figuratively. I also have gauze. I think gauze is really important because if your cut is kind of deep and you're bleeding a lot, you're just going to want some gauze to clean it up before you put a band-aid on or put some other kind of dressing over it. So I have 10 packs of gauze that are this size in the pack, and I just think having that many is important because you never know when you're going to need it and you don't want to be stuck without it. Another thing I have that's really important are gloves, because you're not going to want to work on somebody else. If somebody else is bleeding and you're trying to help them, you're not going to want to go up to them without any protection, because it may be someone you know, but it may be someone random who they didn't pack any band-aids and they're looking for help. So you're not going to want to approach this random person without protecting yourself first. And not only are you protecting yourself, but you're protecting them, because they're the one with the open wound, and if you have grossness all over your hands, you're not going to want to put that into their wounds. So gloves are super important, but a lot of people might not think about that, so keep that in mind. Okay guys, thank y'all so much for staying all the way to the end. I really hope y'all took something out of this and learned something. So this is what I think are the best things to take with you on your hiking trips, on your climbing trips. But if you do something else, if you do other activities, you might want to personalize it better for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop down below in the comments what you bring on your hiking trips and on your climbing trips. See y'all at the next one. Okay guys, so we got a little situation here. I thought this guy was on the outside, but he is definitely on the inside. So hopefully I won't have to use any of this first aid stuff right now, because that would not be ideal.